Let's fucking go, my dudes! Let's fucking do it! Get it! Let's go! Welcome! My children! My children, once again, coming to church. Welcome. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone on this fine day? How is everyone? It is Newbie Tuesday. It's been some time since we've seen each other because, for personal reasons, I had to take a day on Sunday. But I think you'll be happy with what I got done on that day. That was a very important day. I think at some point you will be quite happy with what I got done on that particular day. Please run and don't fuck me. Thank you. What the hell? Why is there... Oh. There we go. Okay. That was completely not safe for work. No, everything is safe for work. Got 100 points on my own. No thing. All has red Dracos in chat for no thing. Passing his OSCP easily. Easily 5-heading the OSCP. Grinder as well. All has red Dracos in chat for 2 of our fine cultists. Welcome. Thank you. Congratulations to the both of you. I just want to thank you. You're a great mentor, and I learned a lot of stuff from your streams. I'm so happy to hear that, Grinder. So happy to hear that. It's so great to have you in the community. And I'm learning Vim now. That we all start somewhere. Vim is a useful tool. I'm not saying it's the best text editor out there. It has been. It's definitely not the best code editor, but it has a lot of functions. It has a lot of functions, and I think you'll benefit from spending a little bit of time getting familiar with Vim. That's all. Vim, the first... No, that would be Emacs, Frosty Dog. That would have been Emacs. Congratulations, my cephalopod enthusiasts, on your OSCPs. Congratulations. That's a very big hurdle. You should be very proud to put that sumbitch on your resume. Well done. Well done, my friends. Today, we actually have that rarest of things, that rarest of occasions, in which we actually have InfoSec news to report. I genuinely want to start talking about InfoSec news. Our cult baby is finally here. Can we name it Steve? Farmalite! Absolutely we can name it Steve, especially if it's a girl. Especially if it's a girl or a squid. Like, I'm thinking of Ariana from Bloodborne. If we had a squid like Ariana from Bloodborne, absolutely we can name it Steve. Okay? Absolutely. Those are some massive... Absolutely, it requires... Passing the OSCP requires a non-negligible penis. Okay? A non-negligible penis. Alright? Well done. Oh, my goodness. And those of you who have not yet had the opportunity, nay, the privilege of going for your own OSCPs, you're going to have your shot. You're going to have your shot. You know, was your complaint that the OSCP is out of reach? You can't afford it. You just can't get it in. You can't do it. I understand that. I empathize. That's why I'm having a CTF to give away an OSCP voucher. It's happening. It's happening, my friends. It is happening. I'm making it has been play tested, and the feedback was that it was too hard. The feedback from the testers was that it was too hard. One of them didn't complete it. Just flat out didn't complete it. And the other one did complete it, but thought that it was too hard in some areas. So I'm modifying it. I'm making some changes in some areas to make it easier for live. And also a few more tweaks just to for other reasons. But it is coming along. You're going to hear more about it very soon. Later on this week, you will absolutely hear more about the CTF. The prizes include an OSCP voucher, as in the first person to bring me the there are a number of prizes available. But the first person to bring me the flag will have their pick of the prizes. I will give them a list of the prizes. They will pick one. And the second person to bring me the flag will have their pick of all remaining prizes. And so on, and so on, and so on, until all the prizes are given away. And then, yes, when the CTF is completed, I will walk you through how it was done. Give you a little bit of behind the scenes of what it takes to make. This has taken me quite a bit of time to put together. That's for a number of reasons. The number one reason is that I'm taking on all the overhead myself. I'm not putting up... There's no platform that is hosting this. There is no TryHackMe, no Hack the Box, none of that. I have taken on all the overhead in setting it up. And this is for various reasons, which will become clear when the CTF is deobfuscated, as in when I walk you through it, it will become clear why I did it this way. But it does require quite a bit of overhead, like quite a bit of time. Is this the first one you've done? Yes, this is the first time I have made a CTF challenge. And I do think it is spicy. I do think it is quite spicy. I pitched it to OffSec. I pitched the entire idea to OffSec, and they signed off and are providing us the OSCP voucher. So that is also excellent. When does it go live? You'll know more about it later this week. You will know more about it later this week. I'm also obtaining a Burp Suite certification of a Portswigger certified expert browser or voucher. I've obtained a number of Proving Grounds vouchers, and I'm probably going to throw in a couple of TryHackMe vouchers just for good measure. If you get to hopefully a number, if you manage to get root here, I want to make sure you get something, because it is a challenge. Many of you have taken my, when I pushed the idea to you, I said I'm aiming it at an OSCP student, as in a student who is in the OSCP could reasonably be expected to complete this challenge. That does not mean I've made it easy on you. Both of the people who took the test, well, one of them, one of the people who took the challenge was an extremely experienced penetration tester and was given a leg up on the start, as in I told him how to get started, just to speed up the entire process, because spoiler alert, the initial process, the process of the foothold is probably the part that's going to take the longest for many of you. So I gave him a little bit of information to speed him along a little bit. The other guy, not as experienced, but still quite as good, did not complete it at all. Did not finish it. How long did it take them? I'm not going to reveal that information. I'm only going to tell you that it was play tested. The feedback was that it was too difficult for what I was aiming for, and I am therefore making it easier in a variety of ways. In a variety of ways, I am making it easier. Is there a sign up? You're signing up just by being here. I don't want to reveal more right now at this time, okay? I don't want to reveal more. Please don't go and harass people you know are close to me, asking them if they play tested the challenge, okay? Please don't do that. When I'm ready to tell you more, I will tell you more. But we are very close. We are very, very close, my friends. We are very close to unveiling this thing. I just want to take a little bit more time to tweak it, play test it one more time myself, make sure it's working properly, and then it will be ready. And I also want to make sure that I spin it up in an instance with more resources. I've had some issues with resource allocation. I want to make sure that there are more resources available. But again, the grand prize, I mean, obviously, if the person who completes it has OSCP, I'll ask you not to accept the voucher. Hope the first person who completes it who does not have OSCP will receive a voucher for OSCP. 90 days! 90 days of lab time. So, pre-congratulations to whoever gets that prize. That is quite a pricey prize for you right there. Okay? So, all I can tell you right now is expect the unexpected. Again, this challenge was deemed to be too hard. I am making it easier. To be clear, the person who completed it said it was too hard, but that it was a really neat challenge and it would be good for my viewers. Okay? So, it is a fun challenge. It will challenge you in a wide variety of ways, but I do need to tweak it to make it a little easier. Okay?
What are you doing, Steph?
Turco, I'm setting up. I'm not going to yell. Listen, Turco, this is my week of triumph, okay? This is my week of giving back to my happy cult initiates, okay? You're not going to make me yell. Turco, I am bringing you a trip to Rilya, a chance for you to discover the non-Euclidean halls of Rilya for yourself. You can prove yourself worthy of the OSCP. De Croyson, you too, you dickhead! You both. Maybe not De Croyson. He's too busy. He is too busy. He's too busy wanking himself off. But those of you who are so committed can earn their chance to take the OSCP free of charge. Free of charge. And again, this is possible. This is very possible for an OSCP student to do. I have designed the entire challenge around the core competencies of the OSCP course. Okay? The entire challenge is designed around the core competencies of OSCP. However, that does not mean it is easy. I'm not giving away like $2,000 worth of prizes on some rinky-dink hack-the-box starting point. Okay? That's not how it's going to work. You're going to have to work for it. It's going to be difficult. It will challenge you. It will force you to think outside the box. You will need to show skills in a variety of different areas to get root. I have designed the challenges to require a wide variety of different core competencies. Predominantly, enumeration. Enumeration is the focus. Your ability to enumerate is absolutely key. Absolutely key. So, again, I can't tell you any specifics right now. You will know more later this week. I'm very close. I am very, very close. I believe that all I need to do is spin it up. I need to test it. I need to modify the instance to have more resources, and then I can push it to live. And then I'm done. I'm ready to go. Sounds pretty impossible. Absolutely, you should give it a try. All of you are perfectly welcome to give it a try. I have designed it in a way. I have designed it in such a way that it will be able to tolerate a wide variety of people trying all at once. And there are hints built in. I have not left you out in the cold. There are hints. There are memes. There is learning. Brain wrinkles. I'm going to be honest to you. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. To solve this challenge, you're going to have to do something you probably have never done before. Because I had never done it. I knew it was theoretically possible, but I had never actually done it before. Talk to a girl. The ultimate. No, I said it was possible for an OSCP student, Mr. Muddy Pants. Pay attention. you will have to do something you potentially have never done before. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn. But again, the entire thing is designed to be Googleable. The core challenge is figuring out what you need to do. Once you figure out what you need to do, doing it is actually very simple. Every exploitation step is very simple to accomplish. There is no buffer overflow. There is no there is readily available exploit code online for when exploits are needed. Again, these are all the core competencies of OSCP. Core competencies of OSCP is not to write your own exploits. It's to take publicly available exploit code from online, modify it to your purposes, and then launch it in an intelligent manner. That is what you will be required to do. Again, there is no buffer overflow. I specifically avoided that kind of exploit because stability is of extreme importance. I spent a long time because I want a number of you to be on the box all at once, right? So naturally, it needs to be stable. So for those of you looking, trying to fish for what kind of things you can expect, you can expect OSCP level material. However, that does not mean it will be easy. It will not be. Again, the person who play tested it, very experienced pen tester. I respect him very much. That is why I asked him to do this, and he thought it was too hard. So I am making it easier. If Al coded it, guarantee there's a buffer overflow? No, there is no buffer overflow. I promise you. Which platform? No platform. I'm spinning it up myself. The platform, if any, is AWS. And that's only because I use AWS for work, so I'm familiar with it. Giving us a chance by making it easier. I honestly think it's not too cosmic, but then again, I designed the challenge. It's easy to look at a challenge that you designed and go, oh, this is easy. They'll figure this out immediately. There is one part that is a little bit obtuse. There's one part that's a little bit obtuse, so I've changed it so that I've added a little bit more to make it more obvious, a little bit more obvious what you need to do. And that's about it. That's about it. Again, that's all I want you to know for right now. You will know more at the end of this. You will know more later on this week. I assure you of that. I'm very, very close. I've been working on this predominantly for like 2 weeks now, and it's finally ready, I think. It's just about. Are the two testers going to test the changes? Probably not. I'm probably just going to test them myself and make sure that the changes represent what I want. I mostly just wanted to hear their ideas on the challenge itself, like the pathway that I intended you to go, and I wanted to know if they could find alternate paths. They found no alternate paths, which is good. And they did a save for one part of the whole process that was a little bit too obtuse, which again I am modifying. I'm only tweaking other things in very small and relatively inconsequential ways. Really for other reasons, which I'll go into after the CTF is over, because I can't talk about it very much right now. And then it's ready to go live. I haven't changed anything from when they tested significantly, except to make it easier. You're giving too much away? No, I'm not. I'm not giving too much away. You don't know anything, Gion Sick. Gion Sick thinks he knows stuff about what is coming. Thinks he knows how to find his way. Gionsik thinks he can find his way to Rilya already. He already knows the path. I've given it away. I haven't told you anything, my dude. I haven't told you anything. Alrighty. Elvish, Sorovi, and with the 2 months. Sorovi with the 14 months of Tier 2. Welcome back to the All Has Red team to the both of you. Oreo Bite and Jiffaram with the 1 and 69. Nice. Tegol Biddies, respectively. Night of Dark with the 9-month Cthulhu baby. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. No Nothing with 5 new cult initiates. Fantasy Suhal, Mr. Kappa, R. Lipe, K. Boyer and Triton Orion. Welcome to the All Has Red team. You've been indoctrinated. I see you pronounce Rillier with a northern Ismouthian accent. Indeed. Ia, Cthulhu Fatin. Any clues will be available? There are clues if you know how to look for them. I have left the appropriate amount of clues, in my opinion. If it goes live and... if it goes live, I will supply more hints as time goes on. The initial access is going to be the most spicy, I think, part of it. The initial access, I think, is the most spicy. I'm interested to see how that one works out. That was the initial access is what made the was the inspiration for the entire CTF. The rest of the CTF came after the initial access portion. So that's the part I think you guys are going to enjoy the most. But we'll see. We'll see. You'll hear more about it later this week. Alrighty. Once more, my friends. Aside from the OSCP, is there any other prizes? Yes, there is a Burp Suite Certified Expert. Is it Portswigger Certified Expert? Whatever Burp Suite's certification is, there's a voucher for that. And there are Proving Grounds practice vouchers and TryHackMe vouchers. Alrighty. Now, as we all know, my friends, if there is one form of finance that is super secure, it is cryptocurrency. It feels like every day I hear about another Bank of America hack that costs $6 million. Oh, wait, no? No? That's weird. Huh. It seems like yet another... It seems like yet another cryptocurrency platform, this time a streaming site called Audius, has been hacked for $6 million. The decentralized music platform Audius was hacked over the weekend with new threat actors stealing over 18 million audio tokens worth approximately $6 million. The decentralized streaming platform hosted on the Ethereum blockchain platform responded within minutes. Well, that's good that they discovered the hack. Unlike with those of you who remember the Axie Infinity hack, over $600 million, the equivalent of over $600 million, was stolen from Axie Infinity because they just didn't notice for like days. I think weeks, actually. I think like 2 weeks after. For like 2 weeks after the whole thing. It's insane. I don't think it was that, guys. It says that the hacker exploited a bug in the contract initialization code that allowed them to perform repeated invocations of the initialized functions. This indicates to me it probably wasn't an inside job. The Axie Infinity one kind of was. Someone had too much permissions that they shouldn't have had, and it was, put simply... And the permissions were never removed when they should have been. Okay. But this one says it's a bug in the code itself, and all of this code, the smart contract solidity code that sits on the Ethereum blockchain, that's all publicly readable. You can read all of this code. So essentially, any blockchain code is a white box code. There is white box. Like, you can, if you want to pen test some kind of blockchain company, all their code is, like, just for you. You can just read it on the blockchain. You can just read the contracts on the blockchain. It's not hard. It's trivial to do that. So, it looks like somebody just found a bug. They just found a legitimate bug, and it was a $6 million bug bounty. Axie got back $5 million because... Oh! Woo! 5 million out of 600. Yes! 5 million out of $600 million. Congratulations! Woo! $600 million stole. You got back 5 of it. We did it, Reddit. We did it. The company. We did it, Patrick. We saved the city. Give me a fucking break, my dude. Doesn't it say 6 million? No, I meant, they're talking about Axie Infinity. Tiberius, they're talking about Axie Infinity. With Axie Infinity, 600 million people got scammed. And apparently they got 5 million of it back. There was a company in my country that paid a ransomware ransom and got the Bitcoin back. Now the Bitcoin is worth like 4 times. Well, that's nice. That worked out. Helen of Tor. So, Helen of Tor hasn't been around at all and doesn't seem to know that Shoggothbot is a bot that I wrote. Like that you're responding, Helen, honey, you're responding to a robot. Yeah. That's a robot. I wrote it. She's so dialed in, okay? She's so dialed in to everything that's going on. Like, yes, it's a bot. I wrote it. And it had what looked like actual conversation. Yes, I wrote it that way. I wrote it that way, Helen of Tor. Yes. It passed the... Listen, fellas. It passed the Turing test. That was the Turing test. So, Shoggothbot is legally self-aware now, is sentient. Skynet has awakened. Skynet has awakened now. Yeah, it's a bot. I wrote it. That's my custom code you're replying to. Anyway, so they stole a bunch of crap, and as we know, with cryptocurrency, you could just ask the cryptocurrency bank, hey, some fraud happened. Can we have our cryptocurrency back, please? Can you reverse those transactions? And obviously, that just took care of it, and everything was fine at the end. And that's the end of the story. I'm kidding. That's tongue-in-cheek. That is tongue-in-cheek. The actual recourse that Audius has... What is the actual recourse that Audius has after this $6 million heist? After Danny Ocean pulled off a $6 million heist of this platform, what is their recourse? Like, how do they recover this $6 million? They don't! It's done. They can't. Let's go home, kids. Nope. You don't get it back. That's how crypto works. As far as the crypto blockchain is concerned, these are all legal transfers. Oh, but hey, if the FBI gets involved, they might get like $3 of it back. It's a feature. Exactly. That's how cryptocurrency works. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, easy. I love watching crypto people, like the people who run Audius, rediscover why we regulate the banks. I love watching them rediscover why we regulate this stuff. Like, as if all of regulation in the financial industry was thought up by evil people who was thought up by evil people who just wanted to cause harm and steal money and stuff. Like, I am very excited for DEF CON. DEF CON, the yearly hacker summer camp in just 2 weeks. Very excited. All my plans are made. I will be there. If you're going to be at DEF CON, send me a message. We'll meet up. We'll have a beer. We'll hang out. We'll hang. We'll hang. We'll be like this, okay? All right. And as you guys know, crypto is having a little bit of a setback these days. A little bit of a setback, and for me, it's just been hilarious to watch. little bit of a kerfluffle in Bitcoin's value. A little bit of a, and it's just hilarious to watch. All of the basically hedge funds and shitty crypto, and by hedge fund I mean all the shitty crypto banks like Celsius and all the other shitty crypto banks just imploding on themselves, like collapsing in on themselves like dying stars. It's very funny. It's very funny. And you are legally required to laugh at it if you are a sane, level-headed human being. I remember the Office part where Steve Carell says, "No, God, please, no." I'm the opposite, dude. I'm super excited over the fall of crypto. Oh, man, that's super good. Anyway, let's hack. Okay, who wants to hack? Who wants to do some fucking hacking? All right, let me log into TryHackMe. We'll pick some boxes. Again, yeah, line go down. Yeah, boy. That is a good... Posting swag, I love that. That lizard, or that gecko, that is fantastic. I didn't even know that was an emote, but that's my new favorite emote. That dancing gecko. I'm still laughing that Shoggothbot passed the Turing test. I'm still laughing about it. I'm picturing instead of, who's the guy who plays General Hux in Star Wars? Who's that guy? Guy who plays General Hux. Domhnall Gleeson, that's his name. I'm picturing Domhnall Gleeson with Helen's face over him, going in to talk to Ava in Ex Machina, and instead it's just Shoggothbot, and then getting locked up in the facility at the end by and Ava doesn't, and then Shoggothbot doesn't let her out. Oh man, it's very funny. I crack myself up. If you haven't seen Ex Machina, super good movie. Highly recommended. I'm gonna spread rumors about you at DEF CON. No, you won't. What rumors would you spread that I would not embrace? I embrace the rumors. I am a legend. I am made up purely of rumor. Okay, here we go. You do cross... Okay, wait a minute. You go too far. You go too far. Hold it. Hold it. Let's negotiate. I don't think Zap is better. Hold it. Let's negotiate a little bit. All right, newest. Windows persistence. Introduction to antivirus. Ooh, Felina? Wireshark? Oh! Sensitive information to GitHub. This seems interesting. Persisting Active Directory. Did we already do this? I feel like we already did this. No, this is a... I mean, we could do this if you wanted to. Hey, shout it out if you see a box you want to do, okay? Shout it out. Oh, I need to write that into the... I need to write that into the bot. That's the next thing I need to put into the bot. Let me put that in stream ideas. It needs a netstack command, and then it needs automatically generate poll when people recommend boxes. Okay. So I'll write that in next when I get some time. When I finish the CTF, I'll write that in. Needs adminer command? Alright, I'll add adminer too. Alright. I'll keep adding more memes. Alright, what do we want to see? Exploiting Active Directory. My goodness. Now, this is Newbie Tuesday. This is the day of our Lord Newbie Tuesday. So, we're not going to do anything super difficult today. But what do you guys think you want to see? What do you guys think you want to see? Can you add exec, please? I might add it just for fun. Do the Wreath network? We tried to do Wreath and I didn't like it because it's too slow to get started. Ooh, this seems good. CyberHeroes. Let's start any poll. Any AD is for the win. Well, we can do some Active Directory. The problem with the Active Directory boxes, they tend to be a little bit harder. We could do one of these walkthroughs if you'd like. Let's do that committed. Let's put that one in. That was from the first one, which is a good one. Persisting Active Directory. Then there's Olympus. I guess we could probably do this one. It's a medium box, but generally TryHackMe ED. Ooh, there's a Zeke one now. People are still calling it bro. People are still, it's 4 years later. Still people refuse to call it Zeke. Still, 4 years. It's 4 years after the fact. I still call it bro sometimes. It's still bro to me. I don't think I've called it Zeke unironically at all. I think we did exploiting Active Directory already, didn't we? Apparently not. Did we do this? No. We'll add that. And we'll add one more easy box. We can do some DNS enumeration. Or CyberHeroes. Let's put CyberHeroes in. Again, as always, if we finish the box too fast, we will do another one. All right, get your votes in. Get your votes in, friends. Dig Dug is a 2-minute box. It's not worth it. Okay, well, we put that one in. Again, if we do it too fast, we'll just do another one. We'll just do another one if it's too fast. Everyone's complaining. This is Newbie Tuesday. It's okay if we do more than one box, as long as I explain everything. The key to Newbie Tuesday is that I explain everything as much as possible, okay? I always go again. Exactly, dude. You just take a 5-minute breather and you go back at it again, okay? Biblioteca is a fast and easy one. I would not rate medium. We could do Biblioteca. We could do if we do CyberHeroes, which it looks like we may, we'll do Biblioteca second then. Oh, everyone, please start harassing Helen of Tor to stream more. She's far too hesitant to actually stream, so please begin to harass her. Feel free to DM her on Discord and tell her how much you like her streams and that you want her to do more of it, please. I'm glad I'm spreading lies about you in chat. Well, I mean, right before our very eyes, we saw a machine fool you, so... Right before our very eyes, so nothing you could say will equal that. If you stream more, I'll code you a better bot than Al's. Listen, my bot is in beta. Okay, this is beta code. This is beta code. And also, Tiberius is better at async IO. But listen, the bot is going to work just fine, or it does work just fine. And of course, as is tradition, we have a tie. So I'm going to choose CyberHeroes because honestly, I didn't give a fuck what you guys think anyways. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do, okay? That's how this is going to go. I love democracy. I love the Republic. Okay? All right, let's do CyberHeroes. All right, join the room. If we get through it fast, that's okay. We'll just do another one. Let's go to this. Let's do the webcam. Properties, TryHackMe. Oh god, how bad was Acute, fellas? Jesus. Hey, do you wanna like just get credentials and spend the entire time in fucking shitty ass PowerShell? Just finding new ways to get a new shitty ass PowerShell shell over and over again? God, that fucking sucked ass. I do promise you that my challenge will be more interesting to you than that. Jesus Christ. You were 2 typos away from root? Okay, well, that's an infinite amount of play. Like, that's the thing with PowerShell, okay? I hate it. First of all, every PowerShell code is like at least 3 lines long. So it's super easy to make a typo. It is super easy. And I also loved, keep in mind that the typos took 5 minutes to figure out if they were typos. Just keep in mind, that's where I finally gave up. Just as a reminder, as a full-on reminder, there were, like, the typos took 5 minutes to resolve. As in, we had to wait 5 minutes to see if our command was running or not. Asinine is what that is. If you put a scheduled task in your intended path to your CTF and it's 5 minutes between execution, you should be shot. That is a criminal offense in my book. Okay? There's just one flag. Authentication bypass. Sweet. All right, let's do it. Start machine. We'll never know, Fantasy Sue Hall. We probably didn't have the permissions to overwrite that particular batch script. Even if we did, it doesn't really matter. Because what the problem was not that we couldn't get it to execute. The problem was probably we just had a shitty typo in our batch script. That's all. And I got sick and tired of waiting 5 minutes between typos. Alrighty. Let's CD into TryHackMe. There's CyberHeroes, if I can type. We're going to make a CyberHeroes directory. Oh my god, I can't type at all. Okay, this is how I like to set up my terminal. I make a directory, and then I create a tmux session inside of that directory. If you've never seen this before, this is tmux. This is a terminal multiplexer. It just lets me it basically gives my terminal more features. Like I can slice it in half. I can slice it in half the other way. I can make new windows and go back to the old windows. Like that. There's nothing different in the two of them now, but and you can do a lot more stuff too, okay? And obviously, the chat is going to start the holy wars between Terminator and tmux. It doesn't matter, okay? Just I encourage you to pick one early on and get good at it. Woosah, thank you for the follow. Alrighty, let us ping this IP address and make sure we can reach it. Oh, I should probably connect to the VPN. That'd probably be a good idea. We should probably do TryHackMe as well. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, Terminator and tmux are both fine. Okay? The hacking has begun, my friends. We have commenced. So let's start by pinging the machine. Okay. So we get reply pings, which...
FBI, open up!
Why did I make that a sound alert? It's startling every time. Mike Parsons is after us. Or Mike Parson is after us. So here we have we get some reply pings, which means we do have network connectivity to the box. What's a ping? Well, so a ping. Oh boy. A ping is. Ooh, so here's a little gotcha question that people like to ask on interviews. You're getting a little insider on interviews right now. Ready? People are gonna ask you what TCP port ping goes to. That's an interview question. What's the answer? The answer is none. It's a trick question. It's a trick question. TCP is only for the TCP protocol. ICMP ping is the ping uses the ICMP protocol, which is an entirely different protocol. So there are no ports for pings. Ports only come into play for TCP and UDP. So as someone asked, another one is, what layer of the OSI model does ICMP sit on? What layer of the OSI model is that? So I would say it's layer 3. I would say it's layer 3. Personally, people love to ask in interviews. People love to ask OSI model questions. So highly recommend being familiar with the OSI model, at least at a high level. I think it's kind of silly. All it is a framework for kind of understanding like the layers of technology as it exists today. But if it's on any layer, it's on layer 3, which is, as Anthony J.A. said, the transport layer. The network layer is layer 2. It's easier, if you look at the Wikipedia page, there'll be a picture of it. So we do know we have network connectivity to this machine, but what can we glean about the box just based on this ICMP? Can we get any information about the machine itself from this ICMP packet? We can take a look at the TTL field here, the time to live, and note that it is less than 64, which means
It's a Unix system. I know this.
so it's very likely a Linux system, okay? It's very likely a Linux system. Because this time to live field is largely arbitrary, and different operating systems will set it to different values by default. Windows sets the time to live at 128 by default, and it gets decremented by 1 every time the packet crosses a router. Linux sets to 64. Are there exceptions to these? Of course there are. You can set the time to live field to whatever you want. This is just the default values, and people don't tend to change them because it doesn't really matter. All right, so let's go ahead and start with ye old Nmap scan. We'll start with a basic Nmap scan here. What's the TTL for Apple stuff? That's a good question. Probably 64, because Apple is Unix-based. It's a Windows box with 60 hops. Jeez. So, with a basic Nmap scan, and that Nmap is a network mapper tool. It stands for network mapper. Very useful port scanning tool. As a beginner hacker, it behooves you to immediately familiarize yourself with Nmap. This is one of the most core and fundamental tools out there, just for any kind of network security operations, let alone penetration testing. It's particularly useful for penetration testing. So we see that port 22 and port 80 are both open. Name a nor iconic duo. I'll wait. But keep in mind that this basic Nmap scan only tests the top 1,000 ports, the most common 1,000 TCP ports, and there are 65,535 TCP ports. So it behooves us to go ahead and scan all of the ports. And while that's going, we can go ahead and check out port 80. So this is going to take a little bit because, again, over 65,000 ports. Okay, good. Firefox did not open up to the most recent page I had opened. That would have been potentially bad. I realized when I opened Firefox that it probably wasn't a good idea to open it without first checking to see if it would open to the last page, if it would store my session or not, for reasons that I'm not going to go into. All right, let's browse to port 80. Port 80 is, you'll see that Nmap reports this service is SSH and this service is HTTP. It is unlikely. First of all, Nmap doesn't actually know what service this is. All it's reporting is that port 22 and port 80 are open. And it's making a guess as to what service is up based on what service most commonly runs on those ports. But this could potentially be any service. But we need to do specify a service scan in Nmap in order for it to do that for us. In order for it to like actually do service enumeration. So we do get a page here. Welcome, harass. Welcome, harass. So we apparently have some kind of Dungeons and Dragons character named Harass, and we are welcoming that person. We are hackers. We are, I thought we were going to say deviants. We are bug hunters. Okay, let's view the page source. Looks like we're dealing with some kind of simple custom jobby here. Are you a hacker, developer, bug hunter? If yes, join us by hacking the login page and become a cyber hero. Okay. So this looks like some kind of custom jobby. It doesn't look like any kind of content management system or CMS that we're aware of. We click on About. 521 websites protected. 80 cyber harass. 80 cyber harass. 738 internet users. Heroes are not born. They work hard and become one. Okay. They really just reiterated. It's the name is spelled correctly in the name of the box. The name of the box is correct. I just want that noted. I just want that noted. Designed by Bootstrap Made. Let's look at the login page. Show your hacking skills and log in. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to do it. Admin. Incorrect password. All right, let's look at the page source. Okay, on click authenticate. So we do have some kind of authenticate function. Where are the scripts? There should be some kind of JavaScript authenticate function here somewhere. If I can find the script that's loading it. Email form validate. Is it main.js maybe? No, this is probably not it. Literally looking at... Shut up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So most people don't put, like, the function right there on the page. Okay? Listen, I'm looking for... Normally it's going to load, like, auth.js or some shit. Okay. Get username, get password. Okay, so A is the username and B is the password. I see we're very good at naming variables. Revere string. Oh, we're revering the string. Okay. Fucking yikes. String.reverse.join. So literally we're just reversing the string. If constant reverse string equals revere string right here, and B value equals revere string Okay, so very, very simple. We simply reverse this string. So we can actually do that in Bash. You could open up the JavaScript console, but that's actually illegal in some states. So we can paste this in, and we can just pipe that into Rev. Super secret, a very strong password. A very strong password. And we've hacked it without actually, this would still be illegal. Is this just a flag? Okay, well, we can just browse to it. It looks, oh no, a.value plus b.value.text. So you do need to know the values of A and B. But you can just browse to it. You don't even need to log in. FBI, open up! Hi, sweetie. Come here. Oh, she ran out again. I thought we were going to get visited by the star of the stream. But unfortunately, she did not want to be shown on stream. Come here, honey. Come here. She's just looking at me from the door like I'm an idiot. Come on, honey. FBI, open up! Oh my God. People are if you overuse it, I'm gonna take it away. This is why we can't have nice things, chat. Come on, honey. Come on. She's just looking at me like an idiot. If she comes back in, I'll do it. So we'll, I'll show her to you. Need a quick long cat? You'll get a long cat. Oh my God. You people are really giving me a good reason. You guys are giving me a really good reason to disable all that crap. If you manage to scare Al with the FBI. She just ran away again. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you running around like a crazy person? All right, well, we got the flag. Good work, team. But we actually didn't even need to log in here. We could actually have just, like, put together the name of the flag from the name of the flag file from this. A.value, which is the username. So the username is HackerBoy. And then b.value, which is this. Oh, this is an underscore between those. So they just have a ridiculous long file name here. And then you just tack text on .text onto the end of it. I swear to God, I just felt her brush against my legs again, and she just ran off immediately. She's just a little scamp today. God, I had to get up at 6 o'clock this morning, chat. And let me tell you, I was malding about that. I was not happy about getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning today. I was not happy about that. All right, so you can just do this, and yeah, there you go. There you get the flag. So you could also just reverse engineer the JavaScript, and yeah, there you go. Live in a better time zone. This wasn't even a time zone issue. I had to be at a practical assessment. Like, for some reason, I decided to apply for a job for the Department of Homeland Security, and they've already been a thorn in my side. And they're like, oh, yeah, you just got to go to this testing center and take this 3-hour exam at 8 o'clock in the morning. And all the questions are going to be, all the questions are going to be stupid shit. Like really basic stuff. Like really basic technical stuff. Good luck. I already took it. It's done. I can't tell you any of the exam details. I'm just going to tell you I was fucking annoyed. I don't know why I did it, but there you go. We got the flag. We got the flag. Good work, team. We did it. Does anybody not understand any part of that machine? We're going to do another box. Don't worry. That was a warm-up, okay? Scarcely even a warm-up. Okay. We're going to do, what was the other one that was suggested? Was it, Biblioteca? That sounds good. Biblioteca sounds good. We'll do that. You did it for the experience and the lulz? I just wanted to see, like, what their hiring process is like. And I'm seeing it. I was not impressed. Alright, well, let's just Tmux exit session. Or it's kill session. Alright. Let's make a new directory. We will finally resolve the age-old question, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Is there also some way to do string plus D, string plus B? I hate right-clicking. Oh yeah, there definitely was a... You could just have pasted that function into your JavaScript console. You could just have pasted the function into your JavaScript console and replaced this with the actual strings you put in, and it would have kicked out the correct one, essentially. There was no reason to do that when I could just copy and paste. But if you didn't like copy and pasting, you could have easily just hit F12 and gone to the JavaScript console, and you could have even called the authenticate function from here. Authenticate is okay, so you would have to paste the function in here. I thought all the JavaScript was already loaded, but you would have to paste it in here. Allow pasting. What the hell? I just asked you to allow pasting. There we go. We allowed pasting. Good, we did it. All right, so we did the function in there. Well, we probably gonna have to redo that again and just replace it with the strings. Yeah, so we can put in we could just do A equals hacker boy. God, I hate JavaScript. At least, fuck, why did I hit enter? Why do I do these things, chat? I did not mean to hit enter. We would have to do... we need to reverse this string. So this string needs to be reversed no matter what we do. We could just move this up here. If I'm messing up my JavaScript, don't shoot me. Oh, come on. Do I have to shift enter? I keep accidentally executing. Is it shift enter? Okay, it's shift enter. Fortunately, JavaScript is not too sensitive as far as white space. So we'll do that. So we'll declare that function right there. And then we'll put reverse string. Do you see how it was way easier to just copy and paste? But it's fine. Okay. So if A equal, yeah, so, and you could just do console.log. Instead of xHTTP auto open, you can remove this. Make sure don't delete the semicolon there. Delete that, and then... Oh, there needs to be a closed parentheses there, too. We need to remove the true. But you can close parentheses, and then you can console.log here. Which basically... God, I can't freaking type today. Console.log. Alright, so that should execute, I would think. Got keyword if. Oh, I forgot a semicolon. This is one of those semicolon languages. Okay. Okay, we get undefined, so now we can just call authenticate. Incorrect password. It's probably because of all this stupid crap. Yeah, I need to remove all of this, I would think. I don't know why I'm not just... I could just console.log this. I've made this way more difficult than it needs to be for no reason. Okay, just clear. Clear screen. Can I not fucking JavaScript. Okay. So we could probably just remove all of this crap. Remove this. There we go. And then what did I do wrong? Did I do anything else wrong, chat? Oh, come on. Stop. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate you. Doesn't even remember my changes. Rude. Okay, can I hit enter now? Undefined. Okay, can I call authenticate? Incorrect password. What am I doing wrong? It'll still call the original? Okay, authenticate 2. Perfect. I thought it was Alright, we'll call authenticate 2, and we still get incorrect password. Really showing my JavaScript skills here. This is really impressive stuff. Helen of Tor! You lost to a bot earlier! I shut your trap! And yesterday she got killed a whole bunch of times by a homeless guy who doesn't even have eyeballs. Okay? And she was so scared of him for some reason. Maticus Maximus! All you ever want me to do is stop molding. All you ever want me to do is stop molding. That's it. Oh, A. You're right. Okay. Yep. A. Value. That's the one. Yep. Thank you. If A equals hacker boy and B equals reverse string. Let's do authenticate 3. Just to be safe. Do you see how it was easier to just copy and paste? Of course, I'm making it a lot harder than it needs to be. But we're learning along the way, okay? We still get incorrect password. Oh my god. I hate JavaScript so much. What am I doing wrong? Why is it still A.value? It changes it back, dude. I make the change and then it changes it back. Fucking rude. Can you please just remain? Oh my god, it changed it again. This is so frustrating. I just want to go back to VS Code, okay? I've gotten a real liking for VS Code recently, and I don't want to code in anything else. We did it! Good work, team! Undefined. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. We did it. Good work. We did it. Good work. I'm very good at JavaScript. Very, very good. I forgot to change the values again, but we're very good at JavaScript, okay? We're very good. You could say we're JavaScript heroes. Heroes. Sigma male, exactly. Sigma male mindset. Harappa, the Krasiks, Silent Morris, Pimpo, D. Fucci, and Scarletta. Charletta, thank you for the follows. Cthulhu fought to all of you. What are you babbling about? What? Why do you always come in here and babble while I'm talking to the computer? Come on. Come on. She just comes in here and yells. You know, I'm talking to the computer and she just comes in here and yells. Come on, honey. She needs food? She absolutely does not. She does not. She is not hungry. She is a liar. Okay? That is the first thing you learn about this cat. She is not hungry. She is a liar. The second thing you learn is that you will pet her. You will pet her. It's going to happen. Even if she has to rub her head against her hand for like 30 solid seconds, you will be petting her. Okay? All right. It does not seem like the box is up yet. Let's disconnect and reconnect to the VPN just in case. Because we've been having a lot of problems with the Hack the Box VPN recently, to the point where I don't even want to do Hack the Box machines anymore, because the VPN has been dying on me every single stream. Yeah, she does that. When Helen was living here, Star knows that I feed her, but I've forgotten just enough times to make Helen not sure if I actually fed her or not. So she eats all of her food, and then she goes to the other human and says, the large human did not feed me. Please fill my belly. And then she got a second helping of food. All right, there we go. We did it. All right, once again, we have another time to live of 61, so we can expect... It's a Unix system, I know this. So we'll nmap. This time we'll do a little bit more of an advanced nmap scan. We'll do attack SC to enumerate, to run basic enumeration scripts. Nmap actually has a lot of powerful enumeration capability that it can do. It'll do the default scripts with TAC SC. TAC SV to enumerate software versions. We'll do verbose mode so we can see what that looks like. We'll turn off pings. Nmap by default sends a ping first. We just don't need to do that because we already know we have connectivity to the machine. Alrighty, so we get a lot more output this time. The benefit of the TAC-V is that Nmap will tell us as soon as it discovers a open port, whereas if you just do it without the verbose, it'll only tell you new ports it finds after it's done scanning. For very large scans, it helps me to run with TAC verbose so that I can start looking at ports while it runs. Have you done a lot of GraphQL pen tests? Only a few, honestly. Only a few. And one of the clients said that GraphQL injection wasn't a thing because it was intended functionality, which was quite a leap. That was quite interesting, that client. Clients often try to fight findings, in my experience. We do have a Python-based HTTP server here on port 8000. And we see that we contrast this scan output with the previous scan output we got, which was just the port number and a guess at a service. Now we have like an actual version of like software. We have the HTTP server the page title. We have the methods the server supports. We have the server header. So we know that it's a Python-based server. We get a lot of stuff, a lot more output with that Nmap scan, but it does take longer. There is the trade-off. So once again, we only scan the top 1,000 ports, so let's do TAC-V as well on the all port scan and let that run while we connect to port 8000 and see what we can get done right there. Oh, I forgot. It's port 8000 and not port 80. This is not SSL. Okay, so we do have some kind of a login page here. Let's view the page source. We don't have an account. Username, sign in. We're sending something to /. We have /register. We're sending post requests to log in. Pretty standard, basic login page here. Let's try ye old admin. And that did not work. Incorrect username / password. What, hacker background music? Dude, I love FTL. FTL is the best. Why does Nmap require sudo privileges when doing UDP port scan? Because it needs access to raw sockets to generate the UDP packets for you. Ping doesn't require root privileges because of capabilities. Look up Linux file capabilities. Which ping. Get cap user bin ping. And we see that ping has the ability to access raw sockets. Where can I find your playlist? This is just the FTL soundtrack, my bro. This is just the FTL soundtrack. Just go to Google and type in, go to YouTube and type in FTL soundtrack, and you'll get this. It does slap, yes. FTL slaps in general. I love FTL. FTL is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's one of my favorite things to do on a plane, because it doesn't require internet access. Are we doing Stream Raiders? Yeah, we should do Stream Raiders. Let's do that really quick. Oh my god, you didn't put any fucking units in! God, okay, let me just walk my guy to his death to get eaten by this fucking Chad. Look at this fucking Chad. One-toothed Chad. That's just coming over here to fuck my asshole with a roll of quarters. What is even happening? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It is Lunk from the Goonies. Oh, jeez. We just gotta... Yeah, we just got hey you guys. Oh, God, it's brutal. My guy fought valiantly, but... Oh. Okay. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, that went well. Yeah, good work, team. We did it. Alright, well, we got eaten by Lunk there. I guess we're trying again. If you guys actually put units down this time, maybe we'll have more luck. It's not Lunk, is it? Sloth. No, it's I don't know why I'm saying Lunk. Why am I saying Lunk? No, like, I haven't seen the Goonies in fucking forever. Okay, it is Sloth. It is Sloth. I'm just gonna burst your bubble. The Goonies is not a great movie. The Goonies is one of those movies that's only good if you saw it when you were 8 years old. Like, it's only good if you saw it when you were like 8 to 12. Like, that's it. That's it. That's the only time that's the only reason you think the Goonies is good. The Goonies is a classic. Hey, I saw it when I was between 8 and 12. Okay? I enjoy the Goonies, but it's not good. Okay? It's just not. It's just a lot of yelling kids. I watch it now, and maybe I'm just showing my age. Yeah, well, Top Gun. Okay, well, that's the most offensive thing that's ever been said in my chat. So you just enjoy that for 10 minutes. You just enjoy that. That's all the Goonies is just yelling kids. That's it. We're just yelling, and I'm just like, listen, I just want these kids to get the fuck off of my lawn the whole time. I just want these kids to get the fuck off of my lawn. Like, I like the Goonies, but I watch it now and I'm like, God, this pirate ship does not look as impressive as it did when I was 8. Okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I like the Goonies. And guess what? You know what other? I'm going to burst a bubble on another one, except this one is harder. This one is harder. Hook is also not a great movie. I almost want to time myself out for saying that. I like Hook too. I love Hook. It's not great. Okay? It's not great. Okay? Listen, I adore the late great Robin Williams, okay? I adore Hook. I really do. it's not as good as when you saw it when you were 10. Okay? Hook was one of my favorite movies. Maybe my favorite movie when I was 10. I watch it now and I'm like, okay, with the yelling kids. Okay. Hook isn't really... yeah, exactly. It's not for grown-ups. It's for kids. That's fine. But it's not great. There are movies that are for kids that are much better than Hook. I'm not saying Hook is bad. I'm just saying it's not good. That's all I'm saying, okay? So, FBI, open up! All that to say... Oh, God. Like, I knew I was going to get castigated by chat. All that to say that Ping has raw socket capabilities. Okay? Capabilities in Linux are how you give a file, like the permissions of root in a really granular sense, so that the file doesn't have full root permissions, but just has the really basic permissions it needs to do what it needs to do. Okay? A Clockwork Orange. You okay, John O'Norridge? Are you okay? Yeah, a Serbian film was my favorite. Look at these fucking idiots who liked Hook as a kid. I watched a Serbian film. Like... Jesus. Oh my God. What? It's a I would not say Clockwork Orange is a family movie. That is not what I would say. Alright, let's view... Alright, let's see if we can play with this login at all. We can try ye old admin or 1 = 1. Wow. Okay, we did it. Alright, so does anybody not understand what we did there? Does anybody not understand what we did there? But we did manage to bypass the login. If I need to explain it, I will. All right, so we'll go back. We'll explain it. It is Newbie Tuesday. We'll go back and explain it. Okay, so what I didn't enter anything in the password field, and I entered this in the username field. So what is it about this magic string that lets us log in? Okay, what is it about this magic string that lets us log in? Let's find out. Let's open up Notepad so I can make it a little bit easier. And by the way, I'm gonna go with it again. I'm gonna go with it again. Ready? I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, bursting your movie bubbles right now. Helen of Tor may break up with me for this. Okay? I'm gonna burst her bubble. I'm feeling bold today. Okay? I'm feeling very bold. Dead Poets Society is not a great movie. If she, in before, oh Captain, my Captain in chat. Okay, in before. It's not great. Okay, it's not great. The message is muddled. It lags in the middle. Okay, it lags in the middle. Again, I love the late great Robin Williams. But there was surely a happy middle ground between just stuffily reading poetry out of a textbook and going into a cave and with a bunch of dudes and all having sex with one another, apparently, or something like that. There was a happy middle ground to be reached here, and I'm just saying, it's not a bad movie. It's just not a great one. Okay. All right. So, what is it about this magic string? There was no guys having sex in there? Okay, well, if a bunch of dudes... Helen. If a bunch of dudes are just going with a bunch of men into a cave all alone at night and reading romantic poetry to one another... Listen, I'm not judging. But some stuff is going down in that cave. That's what's happening, okay? Listen, of all people... I'm not judging, but a bunch of just guys being dudes. Exactly. Just guys being dudes. Okay. It's what everyone is saying now. That's just guys being dudes. Okay. Guys being bros. I'm sorry it wasn't a movie full of fast planes and explosions and titties. Hell yeah. Listen, I know, you know better than anyone that I'm not a fast planes and explosions kind of person, Top Gun being an outlier. I didn't say the movie was bad. It's a good movie. It's just not super great. And there was definitely some guys, having sex with other guys in that movie. It was definitely happening for sure. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, we're back to this. All right, so let's first talk about what's actually happening on your average login prompt. Your average Top Gun had shirtless volleyball playing? Yes. And at this point, I'm picturing myself as the Chad meme with like the blonde hair and the beard going, yes. Yes. That's what I'm picturing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that guys were definitely having sex in that movie. I'm just saying it was happening. Like that's all I'm saying. Just guys being dudes, okay? Let's talk about what's happening when you on an average login page. So web applications are not monolithic structures. When you log into this web application, you're not talking to just one piece of software. You're actually talking to quite a few, depending on the layout of the web application. So your basic web application architecture is going to have a front end, which is the actual HTML. You can view much of the front end just by clicking View Page Source here, and just seeing the pages that you're looking at. And there's also a back end, which often, among other things, consists of a database that contains like information that the website needs, and the website retrieves information from the database in the form of sending queries that are written in a language called SQL or Squeal. It is objectively and incontrovertibly pronounced Squeal. If you hear someone else pronounce it a different way, those people are wrong. Okay? You heard it here, folks. You pronounce it Squeal. So yes. This stuff at the end here is written in that Squeal syntax that we talked about. Okay? That SQL Squeal syntax that we talked about. All right? What's the black belt from? That's my black belt from when I took competitive traditional Japanese martial arts when I was a teenager. You're wrong, sequel? No, it's definitely Squeal. It is objectively Squeal. So, how does this work? Well, let's look at the average. We don't know exactly what the syntax looks like when a user logs into the database. The values they put into these fields are going to be inserted into some kind of query to be sent to the database to retrieve information for that user to see if they're a valid user in the database. So we don't know exactly what the syntax looks like, but we can guess. It's probably something like select star from users where username and password equals, let's just put spaces here so it's a little bit clearer. And password equals password limit 1. We'll take the limit 1 off just for simplicity's sake. Okay? So let's walk through what this syntax is doing. Okay?
What are you doing, step bro?
Oh my god, she's so triggered. She's like star from, I don't know where she is. Let me see if I can find her. Hang on. Where is this lady? Come on, honey.
What are you doing, step bro?
Daddy's got you. Yes. Select star from her cat tower. Yes. This is my cat Star. We selected Star from Cat Tower. From her cat tower. As you can see, she is not okay with being held. She is not okay with being held. She does not care for it. She does not care for being held very much.
Come on. Shoulda had them apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shoulda got low.
She's really trying to get away now. She does not like it. But yeah, this is my cat Star. Okay, quick long cat and then you can go. Just a really quick long cat and then you can go, okay? Quickest long cat. Here we go. Quick long cat. See how long she is? Look how long she is. Very long. Very long. Okay, yes, you're so persecuted. This is the face of someone who's persecuted. Look at this. This is the face of persecution. I will eat you when you die, human. Go ahead. All right, there we go. God, I'm gonna have to edit that part out of the edit that part out of the stream again. The whole stream gets fucking copyright claimed whenever I play that. Play that like 5-second voice that like 30-second audio clip and they copyright claim the whole fucking stream. Copyright law is completely out of control. Anyway, so what does this query mean? This is written in Squeal or SQL or SQL, where we are select, meaning we're asking the database to please retrieve all entries, that's what the wildcard mean, from the users table where certain conditions are met. In this case, those conditions are column username in the database is equal to the username that the person put in here, and the password is equal to the password that we put in here. Now, if this goes to the database and the database ideally, this will get sent to the database, and the database will check to see if any of the users, if there's a matching username and password, a column with a matching username and a matching password. Okay? And return a row if that's the case. Return a row from the database. Okay? So where does this little string come in? Well, let's see what it looks like if we put this string into this field, the username field, which is where we put it right here, right? Let's see what this looks like. Actually, these need to be single quotes and not double quotes. Or apostrophes, as people not in programming call them. People in programming call them single quotes. Okay. Strings are generally in SQL denoted by single quotes. All right, so let's see. Let's just copy and paste the admin or 1 equals 1 in here. And now we see that it looks very different, doesn't it? It looks very, very different, doesn't it? Do you see how this single quote, this apostrophe, terminates the string early? Right? Terminates the string, this apostrophe terminates the string early, and we add on this or clause. We're adding on a condition where or 1 equals 1, and then this is simply a comment. This is a comment, and then you have to put 1 character after it for some reason, because SQL is weird. So what this does is it just makes it just basically deletes the whole rest of this. The whole rest of the line. Okay? It just basically makes it so that the database won't read the rest of this. Okay? Why do you have admin? Why not just a single quote? You could certainly just have single quote in there. The key is that we're saying that, hey, find us we're basically saying to the database, hey, find us a row where either the username is admin or 1 is equal to 1. And at what point is 1 equal to 1, chat? When is 1 equal to 1? Always. 1 is always equal to 1. So what's going to happen is the database is going to go to the users table. It's going to start on the first row, and it's going to say to itself, hey, is the username in this row equal to admin, or is 1 equal to 1? And when it's going to go, oh, 1 is equal to 1. I guess it wants this row. And it's going to return that row. And that means the front end of the application is going to assume that we're logged in. It's going to assume we provided a correct password. Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense? Cool. So, there's a couple of ways. Now, we did note that when we signed in here, all we get is this shitty index page. We're not really seeing anything of actual note here. So, there's no, like, there's just a logout. Let me see if there's anything on the page source. It looks like it's still the same endpoint. It's still just the login endpoint. It looks like, so we're going to probably have to somehow extract information from this database.
FBI, open up!
I hate this. So it just authenticates as the first user? Usually. Usually, yes. It depends a little bit on the database. Depends a little bit on the database. So there's a couple of things we can try and do here. My thought at this point is that we're probably just going to want to use SQL Map. SQL Map is a very powerful tool. This is what we just did here. What we just did here is called SQL injection, because we are injecting arbitrary SQL query into this legitimate query that's being sent by the web application, and we are manipulating the database to return the information that we want it to return. So we can potentially extract more information out of the database. But this may be a blind injection. I think this... Oh, no, it says hi, Smokey. So the first user in the database is very likely Smokey. Let's try to do it manually, and if I can't do it manually, we'll do it with SQL Map. How's that? It's always fun when I can do a manual SQL injection. So let's open up Burp. We will need our handy-dandy proxy, Burp. How do you know to test for SQLi? It's just something you always do with web applications. When you find a login page like this, it's just throw admin or 1 = 1 in there. I've actually seen it in the wild on public web servers. So you do still see it. It's rarer now, but you do still see it. Update TryHack. Oh, I didn't update the page. You're right. Thank you. I always forget to update that. It's Biblioteca. There we go. Good work, team. We did it. Okay. Well, we're definitely gonna need Burp Suite to do this. Burp Suite is our web proxy. Why isn't this loading? There's a fucking, I hate it. It raises like 14 boxes that I have to click on every single time I open it. I don't want those. Okay, so Burp is a web proxy. We're gonna route our Mozilla traffic through Burp, and we're gonna be able to see it in its raw form. So that'll make it a lot easier for us to manipulate the web traffic that gets sent. Let's go to scope. I hate it with the... is it under target? It's in target, scope. Let's add a scope here. That way it won't intercept requests that go to, like, Google.
Hey, listen.
What? God damn it. Maticus! Maticus, why do you do this to me? Shoggothbot told you what we all think, okay? Shoggothbot, who is a real person, who is absolutely a real person.
Step bro.
You're being told by absolutely a real person, who represents all of our feelings on Zap, to fuck Zap and fuck you. Okay? Just by the way. Alright, we won't use burp then. We'll use the objectively shittier Zap. Did my fucking CRT? No, it did not. It's ZA proxy. So Zap is an alternative to burp, which I despise. I do not like Zap. I like Zap as much as Helen of Tor knows how to. I like Zap an equal amount to how Helen of Tor can identify bots in chats. Those are equivalent amounts. You meant burp as an alternative to Zap? I did mean that, yes. No, I do not want to persist the session. Okay. You're making it really attractive. You're making it really attractive to just do SQL map. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, fellas. You're making it awfully attractive for me to just do SQL map. Let's do manual explore. We don't want the HUD. Okay, we'll launch a browser here. And it still insists upon using fucking HTTPS. I think it's only using HTTPS with Zap itself, though. Yeah. Okay, so we're intercepting. I'm going to have to remember history. We'll look at the history. Okay. And I turned the HUD off. Dude, I turned this off. Enable HUD is off. Why? Why is the shitty HUD on? Fuck, I hate it. Please. Please. How do I turn it off, chat? Make it go away. I turned it off! Toggle! Fuck! Is it just off? No. Cancel. I hate this. This fucking sucks ass. I hate Zap so much. Why? Why? I don't want their shitty fucking Java HUD. Please get it off of my screen. A toolbar button on the Zap desktop. What? Where? Why are we using Zap? Because my chat hates me. How do I turn off the fucking... Oh, enable. So apparently this fucking means nothing. And it's still here, by the way. This shitty HUD is still here. This is unchecked, and we're still gonna get this shitty fucking HUD. Okay, now we don't have the HUD for some reason. Zap makes so much sense. Zap sucks so much ass. It is ass. Don't use it. It's ass. Okay, we'll enter admin. Password. We'll capture a request here. All right, let's find that request. It's probably this post request. We can right-click and open resend with request editor because they couldn't call it repeater. And here we are. We can see the actual request. And we can click on this other tab to get the response, which is definitely the best way to do this. All right, so we see the response headers, and then we see the response output. All right, so let's try admin. Let's do single quote. Union select 1. We will have to URL encode that. Which is very easy to do in Zap, and I love it. Look how easy it is, chat. It's definitely way easier than just right-clicking and hitting Control-U. Jesus fucking Christ. I hate Zap. I hate it. Why does my chat hate me so much? Why? Why does my chat hate me to this degree? Why do you persecute me? You know, Donald Trump the other night said he was the most persecuted person in the entire history of the United States, but he's wrong. It's me. It's actually me. We get an internal server error. So what this means is we caused an error with the database. We caused an error with the database. That probably means, so when you put in a union select, you're basically stapling on a second select query onto the end of this one. And for some reason in SQL, when you use a union select query, it has to have the same number of columns as the previous query. So we don't know how many columns are being selected here. So we have to keep doing this until we get a number of columns that makes sense, or that doesn't produce an error. So now we can do 1 and 2. So now we have 2 columns. Send. We get an internal server error. So let's add another one. Another column. We get another internal server error. 4. Another internal server error. Is it really getting 5 columns of information? I did not think it would be 5 columns. Don't you think? Oh, we do need to add a comment. Good catch. Thank you. So we got to start over because I forgot to add a comment and I'm an idiot. Thank you. I forgot to add a comment. I'm in Zap and I'm all cattywampus. I'm not happy about being in Zap. If only there was an easier way to URL encode than doing what they do in Zap. Okay, we send. Okay. So now we do it properly. Internal server error. Internal server error. We did add a comment. There it is. So now we don't get an error. Now we do not get an error. And we get welcome to the index page. So we know that this query, whatever the query is that's being sent, is asking for 4 columns. Let's also see which part of the... We can see that in the second column right here. We see that in the second column, there's a number 2. What is that? Why is that number 2 appearing? It's saying, hi 2, welcome to the index page, instead of what it said over here before. Let's see what that looks like. Union select 1, 2, 3, 4. And we see hi 2. That's what it looks like when it's rendered. Okay? Yeah, that's the value. It looks like the second column is actually getting displayed on the screen. That's probably the username. The second column being requested is probably the username. So we can put whatever we ask for in the second column is going to get reflected to us. So we can actually extract any information from the database we want out of this column. So let's get the database version by doing @ version here. And looky here. The database returns its version string. Does that make sense? What's a quolum? What do you mean by that? And where are you seeing that? So it's returning a version string. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand what's happening here? If it doesn't make sense, please do ask. Let me see if I can make this font any bigger. We are in Zap, so the answer that Zap is going to give us is probably fuck you. View. I don't see a way immediately to increase the font. I don't see a way immediately to increase the font. Hopefully it's legible enough. Hopefully it is legible enough for you. So we can put all stuff there. We can also put, like, database to see what database we're in. And we see we are in website database. We are in the website database. So it's at this point when I like to consult a cheat sheet, because I'm not perfect and I can't remember exactly how to do manual SQL injection every time. So we can just go to Google, and we can see that this is probably, what was the version string again? Let me look back at the version string again. It's probably MySQL. It usually is. I'm assuming this is MySQL. It's not actually saying. It's just saying it's Ubuntu. It's probably MySQL. Yeah, it appears to be MySQL. So, MySQL. You do definitely, one of the first things you're going to want to know when you do a SQL injection like this is that you're going to want to know what type of database you're injecting into. Is it MySQL? Is it MS SQL? Is it Postgres? Is it Oracle? You want to know because the syntax is going to be different every time. And what you can accomplish in the SQL injection is going to be different every time. All right, so we'll open up a nice cheat sheet. I like to just look up a cheat sheet here to remind myself how to do this kind of stuff. So we want select date. We already saw the list of databases. We probably just want to get. We probably want to get the tables. We want to get the names of the tables first. Okay, we're going to have to group concat. So we're going to have to group concat these. So squeal is a little bit sensitive for as far as syntax. And we're only able to inject into a single column. So if we want the table schema and table name, if we want to extract more than one piece of information at once, we're going to have to group concat. So we're going to have to, we probably don't need the table schema. We can probably just go group concat table name from information schema.tables. That'll probably work, I think. Is that how you do group concat? You're going to want to filter on table schema if you don't want a fuck ton of results. All right, we'll do group concat table schema. Schema. Table name. Where did my music go? Come back. From information. So, okay, well, I understand we want to filter. We are filtering. Where table schema not equal MySQL and where table schema. Yeah, we're doing that. We're already doing that. We're just going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way, okay? Okay, so we're going to put it right in here. We'll put it right in here. It's going to look a little bit wacky. And we will have to URL encode. Then thank God it's not easy like it is in Burp. Like, Zap will put some fucking hair on your chest. Like, you are just simply URL encoding your requests. Zap doesn't make... There are no corners cut in Zap, okay? Zap takes it seriously. We get an error. So there's an error in our syntax. Do you need... so yeah, there's... I probably just messed up the query. cut the... Did I cut that from the end? I don't think I did. Why are there 14 fucking... I hate fucking Zap. Why? What? How did this happen? How did we go from a single quote... Oh my god, dude. I hate Zap so much. I cannot trust Zap to do URL encoding. So there need to be the 1, 3, and 4 need to be there. Encode and decode. Yeah, how is this happening? Why is it double encoding? Look at this. Look at this here. Why is it double encoding? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. We're just gonna fucking use some fucking dipshit, Oh, maybe they're... Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're just weird quotes. Because I copy and pasted. Oh, we have the weird quotes. Yeah, that does happen, doesn't it? That would explain it. We're having Unicode characters. Unicode characters are cucking us. Why can I not... Oh. It's all being put... God, I love Zap. Zap is so good. Zap is so good. Zap is great. It's a good tool. Good tool that is in no way irritating. Yeah, but your union is wrong? I'm sure it probably is. Tell me how it's wrong. It usually takes me a few tries to get this right. I'm not great at it. No, this part needs to go at the end. Group concat table name, and then this part goes at the end. Like this. That is the part that is wrong. Okay, so we'll URL encode this first. Okay. And then we'll URL encode this. See, that looks much nicer. So that was not actually Zap's fault. That was just Pen Test Monkey using the fancy Unicode quotes, which are the bane of my existence for copy pasting. Okay. I think that may work. Let's give that the old college try. We did get an internal server error. You missed 7 in your copy paste? What 7? Oh, this 7 right here? Is that it? Is that 7 at the... Did I miss that 7 at the end? There we go. Hi, users. Excellent! Excellent! So we have a list of tables now. Do you see that? There's only one table. Only that single table. Before we continue, let's do Stream Raiders, by the way. So much effort for a predictable table name. It's not about the destination, DeCroyson. It's about the journey. We're learning manual SQL injection. It's about the journey. Zap is number 1. No, it is not. It's more like this.
Apes together, strong.
Dude, we have like 5 dudes again. We're gonna get eaten by this fucking Chad. Dude, this guy doesn't care at all. This guy's gonna clap our cheeks again. Look at this. He's clapping us. Oh, nope. We're gonna kill him. I think we're gonna bring him down. Our losses were many, but we did bring him down in the end. This is why SQL maps are fantastic. Knowing the fundamentals are important. Yeah, exactly. SQL map is a very powerful tool. It's very useful. But ultimately, you have to know how to do the stuff manually. Are there any SQLi tools that you can use on OSCP? Yeah, your brain. You cannot use SQL map on OSCP. SQL map is banned. SQL map is banned because it does absolutely everything for you. Like, all you need to do is feed it a URL or feed it a post request, and it'll SQL inject for you. That's all. That's it. It's fully automated. That is banned on OSCP. So what you're gonna need is your wrinkly brain. That's why I'm teaching you now. You're welcome. Maticus Maximus and Random Wiseman with the most kills and most assists. Zap is number 1 at being the worst proxy. It is. It is the best worst proxy. Do they ban homemade tools on the OSCP? No. Auto exploitation tools are banned. Metasploit is limited to has limited use. Yuko Yoshida, Sol Kaken, Kiponal, Sir Becker, Ven Koan, Raider QWERTY, Nod Digits, and QL Crisis. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu Fottens, all of you. Oreo Bite, thank you so much for those 100 take gold biddies. And also for the reinforcement of my opinion, my objectively correct opinion on Dead Poets Society. Okay. Okay. So, we now have all the tables. Usually, again, in a live database, you will get more tables than this. That's why we group concat. We did the group concat in the request. Let's take a look at this again. Let's take a look at this query again so you can see it properly. We'll decode. We'll just URL decode it so you can see the whole query properly. So what's this query doing? This query is saying, hey, in addition to that first select query, also execute this select query. And then it's using a group concat. Group concat lets us staple together a lot of results into one single column, which is why we're using it here, because we're expecting to get multiple table names. Okay? And then these are just dummy placeholders. You could just also put like null here as well. But there's no need because they're not being displayed on the screen anyway. From information schema.tables, this is the information schema is the metadata database of MySQL that contains the, it's a database that contains information about the other databases in MySQL. So we're calling for its tables table of the information schema database. We're also filtering and making sure we're not going to get the metadata tables. We know those exist. We don't need to see if they exist. We want to see what other tables there are besides those ones. Okay? Is group cat a colony? It is a colony of cats. Okay? All right, so now we want the column names. So I think it's column name. Let's... I think it's going to be column name. I'll check the cheat sheet here in a second. I think it's going to be column name from information schema.columns, because now we're going to go for the table of the columns table, where column schema is. I think it's still just table schema. Find columns from table name. Select table schema table name from information schema.columns. List columns. Here we go. List table name, column name. We'll do table name, comma, column name. Name. From information schema dot columns, where table schema is not equal to MySQL. Okay, so we're still okay. We're okay with everything besides that. Oh, God damn it. I did not want to modify this actual one. I wanted to do table name, column name, from information schema.columns. Okay, let's try that. Let's paste this in. And we will URL encode it again. Okay. And we get users. Hi, users. That's the... So, remember how we structured the query? We could structure the query like... we could do something like... something like this. We could put like a string in here. To make this a little bit clearer. I think. We'll just do the spaces. And we'll just URL encode it. And then we need another column. So %2c. Column name. Hopefully that's right. Here we go. Okay, so now we've put a colon in there. So I structured it wrong. We just want to put like a colon in there in the middle. Clearly I did it incorrectly. We'll just do it the proper way. Paste that in. Now we'll encode. Much easier to encode than it is in burp. And by much easier, I mean it's so much more, it's so much harder that I want to gouge my own eyes out. There we go. So we just put a colon in there. We just put a colon in there so we can see, like the users. This is the table name and this is the column name. Table name, column name, table name, column name, table name, column name. Does that make sense? So now let's do another query. We notice that there is a password column. How interesting. How interesting. So why don't we don't actually need to, we can just do the group concat. So now we're going to actually try and extract the usernames and passwords from
A hunter must hunt.
users. Remember the table name was users. Group concat, and the column names were username and password. Group concat username, and we'll do colon without the spaces because I think it'll look better that way. Colon password from users. Jazz Pizzazz with 5 new cult initiates. That's so kind of you, Jazz Pizzazz. My goodness. Vania97, Global Enjo, FDS Sec, DZE64, and Gitray. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Thank you so much, Jazz Pizzazz. So kind of you. Jazz Pizzazz just followed as well. Cthulhu fought into you, my friend. Immediately overcome by the lunacy. Lemmy, thank you for the follow. And 8-Bit Boy, thank you for the follow. Why hyphen space hyphen? Because sequel is weird and for some reason requires a character here at the end for the comment to actually work sometimes, but not other times. I don't know. I don't know how sequel works. I just know I have the most success with this comment string. A pound symbol can also work. Or a hashtag, as the Zoomers call it. Okay, so we can right-click, encode, decode, get the URL encoded version. Okay, so hopefully we should get... We do! Looky there, chat.
fine addition to my collection.
That'll make a fine addition to our collection. Does everybody see that? So we just extracted this query is going to extract all the usernames and passwords from the database. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand, like, at a high level, how we just did that? That's called SQL injection, and it can be leveraged to return any information in the database that the user that the database user account that the web application is using has the ability to access. There's only one user, correct? Yeah, that appears to be the case. It appears that there is only one user. Okay. I think that it's password 123 exclamation point. I think this exclamation point is already present on the page. Oh no, there are already two exclamation points on the page. So it's just password 123. Or my password 123. I like this. I think I know what I'm playing with this weekend. That's excellent, Frost Micah. Get yourself on TryHackMe. There's tons of rooms. You know what's another good room for this, Frost Micah? Or Frost Melka. I think it's Melka. Do Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park room has some excellent opportunities for a basic level manual SQL injection. Okay? Highly recommended. It's very fun to play around with. But it can be very frustrating as well. Exactly. They spared no expense on that one. They spared absolutely no expense. Let's get some notes going. New notes. This is... What was the name of this box? Biblioteca, right? All right. So I'm just naming a page in my notes, and we will paste. Why is my copy and paste has been very strange the last day or so. I don't really know why. We do have some passwords, some credentials here. We can try to leverage these against SSH. We do recall that SSH, I believe, is open.
A hunter must hunt.
We're just double checking real quick. We do see SSH is open. So we can try to log in with SSH. Smokey at... where is the TryHackMe window? 1010 172 112. Okay. We could try pasting that password in. Permission denied. Perhaps I copied and pasted it incorrectly. Jazz, my goodness. He does indeed have that Sigma grind set. Sigma mindset enabled. Jazz Pizzazz with 5 more cult initiates immediately. Meeks, by the way, Uberbit, Ahmed Elhagar, Hifley, and Skyworm TMP. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Thank you so much, Jazz Pizzazz. You just followed and already have gifted 10 subs. You are too kind, my friend. Danimal-tastic and Freud Not Jung. Thank you for the follows. And by the way, it looks like Smokey reused his password for SSH, which means...
Hackerman.
I'm in. We cracked the perimeter, boys. Okay, we're in. We're in, my friends. Tyrion Rothier, stream's going great so far. Doing a manual SQL injection. Pretty spicy. All right, so we are Smokey on Biblioteca. I do not expect we're in any kind of a in a container or anything like that, based on the host name of the box. We do see that Bash history is symlinked to DevNull. So is MySQL history is symlinked to DevNull. But we do see this interesting file here. This file is created when the user uses sudo to root at some point. So let's see if Smokey has any sudo permissions. We can try that with sudo tac-l. Can he execute anything as root? May not run sudo. feels bad, man. So what happened here is that Smokey at one point did have sudo permissions, but those sudo permissions were taken from him. Is it being empty a bad sign? What do you mean, is it being empty? What do you mean by empty? Is SQLi something you commonly encounter in the wild? Yes. I see SQLi all the time on internal web applications. In fact, the last web application that I tested, which was about 3 weeks ago or so. About 3 weeks ago, I tested a web application for a client. I actually tested 2 web applications, and I found multiple SQL injections in both of them. So your SQL injection is definitely something that I do see in the wild. It's much more common on internal networks. A lot of internal networks have like custom web apps and stuff that are not well tested, so you'll see SQL injection a lot more commonly in those. External web apps tend to be a lot more rigorously tested for obvious reasons, because SQL injection is very severe. Oh, you meant sudo is admin. No, usually this file is empty. I don't really know why this file is created, but it is created when you execute a command as sudo. So let's see if we can, let's see what groups we're in first. We'll do some basic enumeration first. We are the Smokey user. Is there any other users on this box? We do see there is a Hazel user. Do we have any access to Hazel's directory? We see that Hazel has user.txt, but we do not have read access to user.txt. So we do need to get to Hazel, it looks like. Do you do it manually or SQL map? I'll usually try SQL map at first. And if SQL map fails me, and there's any number of reasons why that might happen, then I'll try to do it manually. But there are other kinds of SQL injections rather than what you saw here. What you saw here was a very basic one. Just a basic union injection. Sometimes you could even have blind SQL injections where this database doesn't return any. And a blind SQL injection would have been if this 2 was not here. Imagine if imagine if none of the information returned from the database was displayed to us on the page. That's a blind SQL injection. The injection still happens on the back end, but we can't see any of the output. So instead, there has to be you have to do a lot of SQL injections, basically, and you can infer the contents of the output based on the responses from the page. In time-based, you have to do it by how long the machine takes to respond to you. Owen Codes with the 9-month re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back, Owen Codes. What are we naming our baby? It can't be Steve. We've already named one tentacle baby Steve today. Okay, we can't do Steve. Steve is off the table. Come up with something else. So it looks like we do need to get to the Hazel user. I'm not seeing anything immediately interesting in her directory here. What groups were we in? We're just in the Smokey group. Let's find if any SUID binaries. Perm. All right, so we have quite a few here, but most of these are attributable to Snap. That's pretty common. Sudo change fn pass wd. So as a reminder, a SUID binary or set user ID binary is a binary that always executes as its owner, regardless of who executes it. Donde está la biblioteca? We're trying to find it already. We're trying to find where the biblioteca is, okay? We're trying to find it. We're doing our best. So, these binaries are owned by root, and will execute as root regardless of who executes them. Take, for example, the passwd function. The passwd function is used by users to change their password. Every user needs to be able to change their password, obviously. But only root can change a user's password because root needs to, because the the user needs to be able to write to Etsy Shadow, where the passwords are stored. So passwd needs to execute as root regardless of who executes it. So if you find a vulnerability in one of these set user ID binaries, that is a privilege escalation vector because you can execute code as root. And this happens quite often. PKExec gave us a nice juicy one with PwnKit. Okay? If you're wondering if any of these stick out to you, these all look completely normal, by the way. I expect that we might be vulnerable to PKExec. Maybe not. I'm not going to try PwnKit unless that's the intended route. PwnKit's a very recent vulnerability, and by the way, don't even think about using it on my CTF. I already looked for it, okay? The machines you will be testing are fully patched. Or if they're not fully patched, that's the exploit you're supposed to exploit, okay? You're not going to be you're not just going to be dropping a 0 day. Watch me. The day I make the CTF live, some new Linux privilege escalation 0 day. Watch that happen. And Windows. There'll just be one of each to cover both bases. Also, uninstall netstat? Possibly. So if you don't, I recognize all of these. These all look completely normal. But if you don't recognize any of these, go to GTFObins. So GTFObins is a GitHub page that has a list of binaries that, when misconfigured, such as with setuid permissions, can be used to escalate permissions on a Linux machine. So if you don't recognize any of these, like if you didn't recognize PKExec, we see that PKExec has an entry. If you can sudo a PKExec, then you have something, but it doesn't have a setuid function because it is setuid by default. It needs to be to do what it normally does. So that's GTFObins. None of these stick out to me as interesting. So let's go into the ops directory. Nothing in there, huh? Did we see anything in our home directory? Owen Codes bringing Tiberius back into the cult. Welcome, Tiberius. Good to have you. Lord Guccifer, you've been indoctrinated by JZ1999. Thank you so much, JZ. Owen Codes with the with the baby. The update is in Etsy passwd. Should it be set UI? All of those stuff, gonna make the foothold hard as fuck, then make Etsy passwd world writable. No, it's nothing dumb like that. It's nothing dumb like that. No, I will say that none of the exploits that you will be required to do, well, some of them are really basic, you'll have seen before on the stream, but the main exploits that you're gonna have to do for the CTF have never been seen on stream. They've never been seen on stream. One of them I had never actually done. I knew it was theoretically possible, but I wasn't sure how to do it. I had to look it up. I had to do some Googling to set up the challenge. So I learned, too. That's the best part about the CTF. I got to learn setting it up, and you guys will learn doing it. You're welcome. Once you get over the molding. So there just seems to be just nothing. No setuid binaries. I guess we're going to have to go for pspy next. There might be some cron jobs. So pspy allows us to spy on Linux processes. Pspy is a tool that allows us to look at Linux processes as they run. It's a good tool for catching scheduled tasks, also called cron jobs on Linux. Pspy 64S is the name. So we'll go into dev shm, mount grep shm. We don't see no execs, so that's good. Do we have wget? Wget http ://10131069. Nice. That's the sex number. pspy 64s. Okay. chmod plus x pspy. And now we'll execute pspy and see if we see anything interesting. You make the foothold hard as fuck. The foothold is not hard. I never said the foothold is hard. Foothold takes me like 10 seconds. And then make it look like you got into the actual system, but you're in a Docker container and etcpasswd is world writable. It doesn't look anything like that. None of what you just said is true. And I didn't say it was hard. Foothold takes me like 10 seconds. When I'm testing it, like 10 seconds. So don't be concerned. Super easy. Okay? You need a very big penis. Okay? A very big penis. Very, very big. What is this? PS. So, Root is doing something spicy here. Root is doing something interesting here. I don't know what that's about. We'll give it a second. We're seeing processes as they execute here. So if a cron job is executing in the background, then we'll be able to see it. Don't try to guess what's on the CTF. None of you know. Okay, I'm the only one who knows. I'm the only one who knows. None of what you're saying is correct. You know what would be funny though? If it was Linux and Windows Defender was running on it, I thought that would be funny. Just out of nowhere, I'm just speculating on what if it was Linux and the Linux version of Windows Defender for Endpoint was running on it. I'm just idly speculating that how much malding chat would do if they had to go against Windows Defender on Linux. How do we get access to the CTF? You'll know more about it later this week. I'm not telling you. It's not going to be on any platform. It's completely custom. You'll have to watch the stream to know what's going on with it. Also, look at my tweets. That would probably be helpful. That would be. Yeah, so we're not seeing anything here. We're going to probably have to run linpeas. Linpeas is a full Linux enumeration script. I like to do some basic enumeration first before I go straight to peas. Because linpeas produces a lot of output and sifting through it is always a pain. So let's, linpeas.sh. Okay, let's execute linpeas. Did you look for files you can see owned by what's her name? I have not. That would have been something to do. We've already run linpeas though. Let's rook at linpeas and then we'll do that. Another person possibly in chat right now also knows about this CTF. I'm not going to tell you. If that was true, I wouldn't tell you. It's not, but even if it was true, I would lie to you about it. You're going to install Linux PowerShell, right? Can confirm nor deny that there may be PowerShell involved with the CTF in some way. can neither confirm nor deny. All right, so LinPeas produces a lot of output. Now we get the esteemed pleasure of sifting through it. User bin Python 3. What is this? Cron tab. Oh, it runs the Python web server whenever... It just runs the Python web server whenever the box reboots. I don't think that's... I don't think we want to reboot the box. I don't even think we can reboot the box without resetting it. So PwnKit probably works, but we're not going to use it unless I know that's the way to Privesk. PwnKit is a very recent vulnerability, and a lot of CTFs are vulnerable to it. But not my CTF, so don't even bother. You're just wasting your time if you try PwnKit against me. The OSs, any OSs in use, Windows or Linux, will be fully patched. And then there will be 0 days that come out the day that I release the CTF. I can see it happening. And I'll have to take the CTF down and then patch it again. Okay, we're looking. Unmounted file system. Probably nothing. Environment variables. Looks like System D has some capabilities, but we expect that. Smoky, all of my processes and the web app are running as Smoky. Okay. System D. Nothing there. System. We have MySQL listening. The web server's listening on 8,000. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. What did I skip? Why not King of the Hill versus us versus you while you're trying to patch? You're welcome to try. I can just shut the instance down. Red Teamer malds over 0 day, impacting his newly created CTF. Yeah, I can see that happening. We're going to be modifying a lot of files? Yes. Only invoke command, that's the only stuff that happens. I know that app.p... I just addressed that. I said it only executes on a reboot. Reboot. We can't reboot the box. Doesn't help us. And besides, Smokey is the one running it. If we look at the processes... It's being run by Smokey. See? Smokey. So even if we could reboot the box, it's just going to be running as Smokey again. That doesn't help us. We want to get to root. Or whoever the other user was. We probably want to get to the other user first. Hazel. Hazel's the one. We can log in as root to SSH. With the password, anyway, we can. Or with the key. Oh, my goodness. Potential vulnerabilities in setuid. Binaries. But we're going to ignore all those because they're all recent vulnerabilities. Or at least most of them are. All those look normal. Capabilities. Ping, IP utils, or ping, trace route, GS, whatever that is, and then ping again. Nothing with capabilities that looks interesting. .sh file, gettext.sh. I think that's normal, though. Isn't this a normal thing? Yeah. We definitely want to get to Hazel somehow. No cron jobs. We're probably going to want to do that find for files that are owned by our user. LinPeas does that too, but the output is harder to read. Oh, we get a, we do have a password hash in here, but it's only the beginning of the password hash, I think. Oh my goodness. And that's it. Well, let's see if there's anything. Find, attack user, Smokey. Let's see if there are any files owned, but what files are owned by our user. We can pipe that into grep. Attack V for invert. We don't want any files that start with sys. And we don't want any files that start with proc. There we go. We can also remove run from that. Okay, the web app, our LinPeas stuff, all the stuff in the home directory. There's just nothing. Just nothing, huh? Well, let's try looking at Hazel then. And Hazel has no files. At least none that we can see. What is hasher.py in the home directory? It's owned by Hazel, whatever it is. It's in Hazel's home directory. Yeah, so we can't execute this, nor can we read it, because we're not root and we're not in the Hazel group. Check the creds for MySQL and app.py. Yeah, we can try that, but the problem with that is going to be we've already dumped the database in the SQL injection. Tor? Damn it. Is it root? Damn it. What was the user in the SQL injection? Can we return a user? Current user, select user. Let's do a quick SQL injection again and find out what our user was. Okay, we are Smokey. Guess I could have guessed that. Smokey user. And let's see if he's using the same password again. Still nothing, huh? We're trying different. I tried Smokey there. Password. I don't know. I think the database also runs as Smokey. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to see if there were more credentials. There probably isn't, though. There's probably no more credentials. Do we brute force Hazel? I mean, it might come to that. Let's just try a few. Like, password. Password. Hazel.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacker crap.
Phone it. I hate it. I hate it. Well, we're Hazel now. Good work, team. We really hacked the mainframe on that one. We did it. We got there.
Apes together strong.
All right, apes together are strong, okay? For those who didn't catch it, Hazel's password is Hazel. How interesting. Okay, so we are in the Hazel group, so we can read hasher.py. Let's see what's going on there. Hashlib. So it just does an MD5 hash. It's just MD. So it does an FD5 and a SHA-256 one of. It just takes input. Hasher.py. Cthulhu fhtagn. Okay, so it does an MD5, a SHA-256, and a SHA-1 hash. Yippee. That is got to be something, though. We can do... Oh, user.text. Don't forget about user.text. Good old SQL injection and weak password. Yep. We're all reliable, we call those. All right, we got the user flag, and now we just need the root flag. Good work, team. We did it. Okay. What else? Sudo tac L. Oh, okay. Set E and V. Okay. Interesting. So we can set the environment variables of this process. That's interesting. We can probably just set the current working directory to, like, anywhere else. We can probably just set the current working directory to literally anywhere else. So it's going to be, like, I think it's sudo. It has to be this, but we can set environment variables when we run this, I think. And we can go test equals test. Okay, so we can set environment variables when we execute this. So what we can do is we can change, let's do env. We can change, like, any of this. Let's change present working directory to literally anywhere else. Or is it giving us a full path? It's a full path, isn't it? Yeah, it's giving us an absolute path, so that's not going to work. We can manipulate the Python path and change the I think we can manipulate the Python path. Python has an environment variable for that. Python path is the classic privesc. Python path privesc. I don't know if I've ever actually priv-asked through this specific version, or this specific vector. You don't really see the setting in vset very often. It imports hashlib, so make a Trojan. Yeah, we'll probably do something like that. What happens with a pipe? What we got write-in permissions to the imported module. So redirecting Python library search through Python path environment variable, which is what we want to do. Here we go. Python path environment variable indicates a directory or directories where Python can search for modules to import. It can be abused if the user got privileges to set or modify that variable, usually through a script that can run with sudo permissions and has the setenv tag set. I moved the Python module into the temp folder. So it is importing hashlib, right? Oh, okay. Let's go to dev shm and let's, do we have nano? I guess we can try nano. Nano hashlib.py. And we can just return a reverse shell here. We'll use our hack tools. Oh, I don't have it because I'm in fucking Zap. Well, this is the Hack Tools browser extension. You can download this for free for Firefox or Chrome. It keeps it has a mind of its own, so it keeps switching back to light mode for some reason. 10.69, nice. That's the sex number. 8443. So this is just a reverse shell generator. This has a lot of other functions, including one for SQL injection. There's an SQL injection cheat sheet on here too. I just didn't use it on this one because I forgot it existed. Oh, we don't want that. We want, we could import it. Let's just import OS and do os.system. Import os.system to execute an operating system command. Like that. And that should be all we need to do, I think. And I'll explain what this is doing here in just a second. We're creating a malicious hashlib library. So Python, when it imports these libraries, like the hashlib library, it executes it upon importing it. Normally, these libraries just have a bunch of functions, like the SHA-1 function and the MD5 function. And so on. A bunch of methods in here to execute. But in this case, our malicious hashlib is just going to have some malicious code that generates a reverse shell for us. Okay. So at this point, we can sudo Python path. Let me verify that I'm spelling that correctly. I disabled searching in the URL bar a while back. Potential security issue. Okay. Python path priv-esc. Let me just verify I'm getting it correct. Why are you using a bash reverse shell, not a Python reverse shell? You sure could. You could use a Python reverse shell. Either way will work just fine. I have no particular reason for choosing this one other than it's the first thing I thought of. Python path equals whatever our... we're in dev shm. And then it's... got to make sure to execute exactly this. And we should get a reverse shell callback when this happens as root. And we did. There we go. So what's happened here is that we're allowed to set the environment variable. Let's kill this. It's not going to kill it until I do it over here. Let me just show that off one more time. So let's do sudo tackl. Okay, so we're allowed to execute this command as root. We're allowed to execute this exact command as root. Okay, but we can also set the environment variables for that command. And if we set the Python path environment variable, the Python path environment variable tells Python, hey, if there are libraries imported, here's where to look for them. We're giving it a malicious place somewhere else on the file system where we've placed a malicious hashlib function. We've placed a malicious hashlib library here. And upon execution, all it does is return a reverse shell to us. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, please make sure to ask. Python library hijacking. Can we see the lib file? Yeah, it's just it's a very simple it's 2 lines of Python code, but yeah, I can show you. There it is. It's just importing the OS library, and the system method in the OS library executes an operating system command and returns the status code. Does that make sense? So it's just executing a bash reverse shell. You could also have done a totally Python-based reverse shell. That's also totally fine. I only did it this way. Because it was the first thing I thought of. That's it. Jifferan with the 69 nice Tiggle biddies. Again, Tiberius, welcome back to the Al-Haz Red Team. Gremlin Arg and Mohammed Adel, thank you for the follows. Any questions about any of that? We finally know the age-old question has been answered, chat. We know where the Biblioteca is, okay? You missed the hacker. I only do that when I get a reverse shell or when I get initial access. Usually. Sometimes I do it other times for comedic effect. What other questions do you have, chat? It is Newbie Tuesday, so your questions are all welcome. Not any other day. We don't answer questions on any other days. Are we doing another box? No, not today. We'll do another one on Thursday. I'd like to say I'm going to let chat choose it. But last time they picked fucking acute. And that sucked ass. So I think instead we're going to do set. I think we'll continue. We're continuing with the raw series of boxes. And I think we're going to do set, which is an Active Directory Windows machine. Which will be much more interesting than shitty fucking acute. When are you doing Pwn 101? Is that Google's CTF? What was that? Are we getting a personally signed and framed pickup star for being the first blood of your CTF? I certainly can do that for you if that's what you wanted. Would Star have to sign it? Do I have to, like, dip her little paw in paint and have her put her paw on it? When are you going to school that degenerate? Oh, no, he's going to fucking dumpster my ass. Dude, Blue is way better at League of Legends than I am. Blue is, like, he's a good League of Legends player. Like, he's good at the video game. I am not good at the video game. What room was that? That was TryHackMe's Biblioteca. We demand the beans? Okay. What's your favorite hacking story? Like, any story? Or story that I personally experienced? I'm not sure. That's a hard question. You said you would do... It's the TryHack... Oh, I did say I was going to do that one. Yeah, we'll do that one at some point. Let's do... I want to do set on Thursday, just because it's a... just because last Thursday we had a shitty Active Directory box, and I want to have a good Active Directory box on Thursday. But tell you what, on Cthulhu Thursday, on Sunday, on Fun Day Sunday, we'll do Pwn 101. We'll start doing Pwn 101, which is binary exploitation on Linux. Can we raid Taggart? If Taggart is streaming, we can absolutely raid Taggart. I don't know who told you Acute was an AD box. I think someone told me it was an AD box. But it definitely wasn't, as far as I could tell. Unless there was some Active Directory squeezed in at the end there. But I didn't see any Active Directory. All right. Any other questions, comments, threats, bribes? Anything about what we covered today? Anything about being a pen tester? I'll hang out for a few more minutes. I'm not in a hurry to run off here. You were 2 characters away. Yeah, someone said that earlier in the stream. I'm sure I fucked up the domain admin. So it was an Active Directory box. It was an Active Directory box then. How about your favorite Black Hat hacking story? Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't have any Black Hat hacking stories of my own. At least, and if I did have one, I wouldn't tell you. If I did have a Black Hat hacking story, I absolutely wouldn't tell you. Have you ever built a Ponagachi for fun? No, but I think I'm going to start collecting, like, Hack 5 stuff. Caster Blaster, thank you for the follow. What's your favorite kind of Kool-Aid? Grape. It is definitely grape. Like any I believe it was grape. It was actually Powerade, I think, at Jonestown. Have you looked at any of the Red Team stuff TryHackMe has put out recently? No, I have not. If you'd like to do that on stream, that'd be fine. I do very little Hack the Box and TryHackMe that is not associated with the stream or the community in some way. I just don't have time for it. Be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for the CTF. It is coming. Expect the unexpected, my friends. All right, we're raiding Taggart as requested. He's doing Attack on Tuesday, and he says he's looking at some period tracker apps, which are interesting. So bring him the glad tidings of Dread Cthulhu. I just want to know your headphones. These are Arctis Steel Series 7 headphones. I thought the Bangladesh bank heist was very elegant and well thought out. I mean, I just need to watch Darknet Diaries a little bit more. I need to listen to Darknet Diaries a little bit more to have more of those stories, I guess. All right. We'll be back on Thursday. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. I'll see you guys again when the stars are right. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Love you all.